That's one hell of a way to start off a series, am I right? Released back in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, Shadow Hearts is a dark JRPG developed by Saknoff and published by Midway Games, at least here in the United States. Technically speaking, this is the first entry in the Shadow Hearts series, but if you've happened to check out my Kodelka video, well, let's just say the developers clearly said, hey, what if we take that haunted church energy from Kodelka and sprinkled in some unhinged humor? And honestly, respect. Especially when you look at Yuri's running animation. My man is 24, built like he could powerlift a wagon, and they gave him the sprint of a man late for gym class. Anyway, after Kodelka left me shaking and crying, I figured, why not come back for more psychological damage? Wouldn't that be fun? So, with that being said, I want you to join me on this ridiculous, dark, awkwardly hilarious adventure through Shadow Hearts as I answer the most important question of all. Was Shadow Hearts good? To properly answer that question, I will be assessing the gameplay, the story, and its overall replayability. A voice acting review isn't necessary for this one, as let's be real here, it's hilarious. So, let's get right into it. Ooh. Starting with the gameplay, I have 2 words of advice for you. Spin rings. If you got rhythm game trauma, brace yourself. You're going to be timing hits the entire game. Your thumbs will be judged repeatedly. Each character has a specific ring pattern that can be increased with weapon upgrades, and each tier of spells also augments said ring pattern to require more timing to perform the action. If you happen to fail during a normal attack, then part of it can connect as long as you don't miss the first hit. But if you fail during a spell, well, rest in peace to the squad, cause you ain't getting a damn thing. Outside of the rings and magic, there are also fusions that Yuri can do that turn him into different monsters. Naturally, they change his stats a bit and open up specific elemental pools for other spells, both on the offense and defense. Yuri additionally comes with a penalty-like system where after X number of battles, he gathers malice, which adds more dangerous enemies into the encounter pool over time, unless he visits a graveyard and purges the malice. It is an interesting concept, and luckily it is not overbearing like I originally thought it would be. Combat is satisfying, but near the end, the bosses have HP pools so deep you could use them as a well. And if you're not using ring modifiers, the final stretch feels like your controller slowly melting into your hands from pure attrition. Moving on to the story, it centers around Yuri and Alice, a harmonixer with trauma and an exorcist with divine powers, already a wild pairing. Yuri is wrestling demons literally and emotionally. Classic JRPG protagonist energy, but with a surprising amount of genuine weight behind it. Meanwhile, Alice is the calm, soft-spoken center of the universe who somehow keeps the group from collectively walking into traffic. Along the way, the party grows with Zuzan, the old man who drinks like he's in a competition, Marguerite, the spy who flirts with danger and everyone else, Keith, a vampire who behaves like he pays your rent, and Haley, a kid with more fire than most adults I know. The villains, D. Howie and Roger Bacon, look like they walked out of 2 different genres and got lost in this one. And somewhere in this chaos is Yuri's personal journey, which honestly surprised me. There were moments where I sat back and thought, I didn't expect a PlayStation 2 game to hit emotional notes that clean. The story flows well. You don't linger in any location long enough to get bored. And while I wouldn't call it horror, it definitely dips into that unsettling territory before turning around and cracking a joke. The side content here is, well, let's call it character building. Remember that malice mechanic? If you manage it right, you can unlock a hidden good ending. Not bad, but unfortunately, it's also not canon. There are also optional dungeons with ultimate weapons, armors, and special fusions. Some involve puzzles, some involve navigating weird sequences, and some, specifically Yuri's ultimate weapon, involve the Time 10's Spin Ring Challenge. 20 minutes into that minigame, I closed the menu, walked away, and asked myself, why is life about suffering? It is genuinely one of the worst minigames I've played. And yes, I am including Final Fantasy X's Chocobo Race into that calculation. Aside from that, the extra content is engaging but doesn't feel like filler. Plus, the soundtrack still goes harder than it has any right to. But, with all of that being said, I would say it's now time for me to answer the most important question of all. Was Shadow Hearts good? Good? No. This game is great. Yes, it shows its age, the graphics are janky, the mechanics are quirky, but that's kind of what makes it beautiful. It's unique, weird, funny, dark, emotional, experimental, a perfect little time capsule of early 2000s JRPG ambition. The cast of misfits grows on you. Yuri's arc hits way harder than expected. The world is bizarre in all the best ways. I could sit here and gush about this game until I turn blue, but I'll spare you. So just go play it. Anyways, Shadow Hearts, please take it away.
Sleep.